it would be interesting for some people to hear you say that, because probably them will pre some of your song them and say, you've done some divisive songs before, you see me? Either painting a certain group, you see me, or casting them aside, or
you want to talk a little bit about the gay community? You want to do that?
Well, as I said, some people might just preach and say, you say unity, but probably some of the songs you've done is
all right.
divisive.
Nero, what you want to ask about it? What you want to ask me? Naro.
Yeah.
What you want to ask me about the gay community?
Yo, people, come back to the Fix It Boy now here with Ari, and we have our Empress Queen in the building. But before we get to that, we have to say big ups to our sponsors, Itopia Life Herbals, where cannabis and culture combine for a one-of-a-kind experience. Visit them at 10 West Kings House Road, just across on Canadian Embassy. Also, follow them on Instagram at Itopia Life, or visit their webpage at itopialife.com for the latest info on strains and merch. This video is also brought to you by
Lothian's Boutique. Follow them on Instagram at Lothian's Boutique, and you can check them out at 23 West Tradeway in Portmore. You can use my code Ariane10 to get 10% off your next bundle purchase.
We also have to say big ups to Pure 24, pure natural supplements designed to enhance the body and mind. They make supplements affordable, effective, and easy to use. Visit their website at pure24store.com. Their products ship worldwide. And of course, don't forget to use the promo code TheFix to get 15% off all purchases. That's promo code TheFix to get 15% off all purchases. I hope the people have never skipped this.
Not nice, Jerry. They say he does.
Old priest, not nice. Anyways, as we said, we have an Empress Queen in the building. Queen Ifrica. There we go.
First time to the show.
First time. I look like because of the local.
If me ever tell you from, look here, I'm start.
Queen, if I went we send for you because we there our widows now, yeah?
It's the first me I hear say you send for my
nah,
because I want come from before Blue Shoes song. Before that more come.
No. Could never.
Trust me, from in the night over so.
Jaja.
Really?
Yes,
wow.
I've been listening to you guys all these years, and then when
was there things that were too ratchet for people?
No, I was wondering what was taking you guys so long. I guess it was waiting on the future.
I don't know
to invite me here.
Because I mean, because we've tried several times.
As some enemy you ask. Remember me tell you that.
Probably.
Yeah, straight up, because I've always wanted to sit in this chair here.
I mean, I wonder if I just because I said, well, we're too ratchet.
No, man, we don't adapt me, love. You don't know.
Really?
You know be Jamaican then.
But Queen don't she's one person that is known to not all her talk. So
so maybe that's why.
I am not a Christian. I am not I'm a rebel.
See it there?
Big difference. With a cause.
It is right.
You see me?
Always a bless up, of course, for passing through and forward into our humble temporary abode.
It is nice. It is
new
nice.
song. You have a new song out right now. Predators Paradise.
Big up Narush, and you know.
You?
No, Narush.
Yeah, you know, Narush Records, and also Warrior Films for the production of the video, you know, and Flex same way, you know, them in the streets with the promotions and stuff. So yeah, you don't know music we do. You know, do nothing else. That alone me do. So yeah.
I mean, this song is. I mean, it's in the same vein of Daddy Don't Touch Me There.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. But, you know, it's like a bold claim to say almost like, is it society or Jamaica at large that is a predator's paradise?
So, our island, Jamaica, is a predator's paradise. Why? The people of this country has been preyed upon for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And the predatory behaviors only get worse as the decades and the centuries come along to where we are now in 2021. The New World Order officially established 5G, the whole 9 yard. And all we are excelling at is cutting off each other head, raping little 9-year-old, busting out 2-month-old baby. That's not us. So that's what it is. If we're not, if the powers that be don't fall under being the predator that has the sword, then why are we in this situation? If there's so many people here that can do better by us, you know what I mean?
So it's almost as if you're saying, or correct me if I'm wrong, is as if you're saying that the predators and those are people in powerful positions who see that the chaos is happening and it benefits them in some way, so they're allowing it to happen. So that's why it's a paradise for them, but of course us pray.
Yes, and it trickles down into our communities because if there's no example at the top, what you think going to happen down there that looks up there for everything? So if a man knows, say, him can continue to feel up him daughter or him son at night time and tell him, say, if you go to school, go talk, me go bust out your head when you come back. What you think him will do? He will continue until that kid either becomes a monster or turn to the church or try to find other way of an outlet. So nobody's really confronting the fact that when you rape a bunch of people and leave them there, they have to figure out that trauma for themselves.
Yeah.
And so you find that a lot of these big men that are up at the top, they are the biggest of predators. For them, people can't sleep at night. You understand? They pretty like them in the room as they turn off, them drink them little something and them come in and they have a right to do that. So this is why we're in the situation. It's been happening since before we can remember, slavery, the whole nine.
I always wonder, is it, first of all, guys, there's a hotline that you can call, 211.
Yeah, I'm allowed to talk
call.
to people.
Yeah. If you're being abused.
Yes.
But I've always wondered, is it a case that people come up to you and share with you and like share some of these stories? Because even Daddy Don't Touch Me There, it seemed like such a personal song, like somebody literally opened them diary.
Well, you actually asked me if me to get molested. Yes.
Well, I wasn't thinking. I know you say it was you, but then it just
Yeah, man. I was raped. I was molested.
But then he said daddy, so I was like, is your daddy?
So daddy makes it. Daddy brings it home. You're supposed to be my father. So if you're in my life, and I see you
as a father figure, in a sense,
that's what that comes in as, So it's the people who are closest to us. I don't know what to connect there to say, what could I make a father have sex with him youth? Like, what's going on in that individual head? You know what I mean? And it happened over and over again. And sometimes that kid grow up and come do about the same thing, re-traumatize, do it for them children or somebody in the neighborhood.
Like a cycle.
So we say, how we go and break that cycle? We say, all right, name them and shame them. You notice that people even afraid to call a name because they might end up in a court if them don't have sperm or something to say. See the sperm here, see female mix up in a mine. Or, you know what I mean? So who going to put these policies and these legislations now in government and in the powers that we put our finger now and vote and say, all right, we vote for you guys to give us this security now because we don't have anywhere else to turn. But when you look up there, parliament full up of people that thump down them down with stool. So where do we go? Like,
there's no one to protect us.
Where do we go? So we have to turn to each other. That's why I'm always there for my artists, my fellow artists, because when all else fails, music is where all we go to.
It's interesting you would say that because in a recent interview you said that even the industry is overrun with these predators.
God,
so
God Almighty.
If we look to them, so who do we turn to indeed when you say like it'll go on within the industry? So we say no
to a fellow artists. We are human first. So we go through things and we air bad things, dark things, dirty things. That does not give you the right to come and to bring a multitude down that road with you. We're saying have a sense of personal responsibility for your actions. Even me was sitting as because everybody thinks of me holy, like it's a holy place me I talk from. I could have been the dirtiest one of all of us. You understand what I'm saying? But because I am the dirtiest one
I would sure hope not. I would not talk.
What I'm saying is, I'm being as real as I can.
Yeah.
I could be the dirtiest of all of us, but I still can't say because I'm the dirtiest of all of us don't necessarily mean that I must come and say everybody have to dirty. Or that person is dirty, so why if me dirty? That's what we're trying to change.
Yeah.
And you find that happen a lot.
A lot. People are trying more to defend the dirt than get in a shower.
We just said it. I think said this. Yeah, I think it's so easy as a society, as a nation. It's almost as if it's easy to cuss the people who are clean versus people who are causing you harm.
Yes.
So it's easy to blame the victims versus turning the anger towards the person who is causing the harm. And it's not just even sexual predators. It's people like violent
Thank you very much.
agents who kill and terrorize the country.
And the first thing they're going to say to you is, that's what the people want. Them like that. That's a lie. You can't force somebody to eat sugar and then them teeth rotten out and them can't make a smile and you say that them did want and you force the sugar upon them and tell them say it all right because they trust you that much.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's like me I say, I know all me I say all of we will have influence and can reach a 1 or 2 ears. Make we put a little bit more than where we want for ourselves in it.
You know, it's another conversation too because I've always said that artists always said that people are fight against them. You know, and they are like the biggest victims when it's so uncanny that they want to be victims, but then they are influencers and them
You're in the
so it's almost like they want to be both and it can't really be both.
If fight against was our money, girl, I'd have a billionaire city.
Well, true.
It's
true. But then it's like, how can artists reconcile that where they feel like they're victims of like society, the politicians, like people are calling bad,
right?
But yet still too, they have the power and the influence, and them don't think it's their responsibility to make a change. Like, how can they reconcile that?
I think just being honest, just being honest and say that I'm a human being. I have free will. There are things that I would really love to do that I don't think my fans would necessarily agree with, but there's this burning inside. So find a way to bring it to them. Don't just pounce it up on them and then expect them to just understand what it is that you're, because them love you, them are gonna just get it. You know what I mean? So if we know as entertainers can just understand the influence that we really have with the fans, like when them say them love you, then we kill for you too. You know, then we hate them one mother, then we hate them friends if you say something bad about somebody that them choose. So you don't take that for granted. We're problem with a lot of us as artists that we feel like we are God and we start with this God and we start walking with this multitude. Nothing wrong if you feel like you have arrived and it's a good feeling and people want to be around you. But what are they doing around you? Because a lot of these artists end up lonely. Nobody if you look round pan nowhere because a lot of them are
the largest entourage and yet still
they don't come along for nothing more than for drag it down because when you become a public figure, it's not Queen Ifrica the artist anymore or the person who around her, you know, is the man with their own Queen Ifrica. You know, so the man with their own beanie or the man with their own bunty.
What's funny is that it's a Queen Ifrica. So it's not even you doing it.
That's what I'm saying. It automatically comes right back to you. So you have to protect yourself. You know the artist. I forgot start looking at your thing now and I say, yo, when all of them well-wishers here gone, you know, and me I have myself and my fans, them try figure out and tell them what go on, you know. You understand? I will see a lot of artists them getting at some hot waters where them have to explain a lot to them fans and them thing there because you're human in the game. We're not robot yet.
Not yet.
I wanna be.
The robot revolution of already yet. The sexual predators though.
Man.
Have you had any experience within music with any of these predators that you speak of?
Well, what I have is defense of the predators. So for instance, when I did I don't know, I forgot to do an whole interview when I got to talk about Kartel, because every time I call his name, some people ready to talk about. She hate him. I love him. Everybody know they love it. People who have sense know the love when I have for that youth. So when I did No Boy, that was me using music for what it's supposed to. Because there was this song with him, me take away your virginity. Me take away your virginity. And my baby girl that was going to St. Andrews for girls at the time came home to me way under 12, drawing me attention to this song. And I'm like, all right, so I'm going to look it up. When I'm going to look it up and hear this song. I was like, no. I'm an artist. I love him very much and everything. But my little baby girl come home and come say this to me. So the same time, I get a rhythm for write a song and I did No Boy.
And it's No Boy Draw Me
No
Round.
boy can't draw me round. I know Trooper yet, I can't use the one dub there. I do one dub, one clash there. Trooper, it was a dub. It was a dub.
I reminded, yeah.
Then tell me what you say in the dub. You never tried this, you never tried this, my friend. You see what I say? So yeah, at them chance that we kind of take in terms of, we not necessarily want to be rival with the fellow artists, but we are say we all are we in the road and make we keep a little balance with each other and know say, you know what I mean, as much as we have the right to do as we like. We still have to remember the little vulnerables them way. Take where we say filler. One of the most prominent artists. I mean, big like out a door girl big. Seeing? The man start dealing with me in the most disrespectful way. I say, why me a trouble Vibes Kartel? Why me not leave Vibes Kartel alone? Me feel love Vibes Kartel. I remember one night, down a general, me not call in, because it's me ever calling name Jamaica turn over. Down a general degree show one night, we don't know, me the on the show called them time the girl hot and big, see? So I was mingling with the who was the who's. And so, I did upon the show the night and meet upon enough artists because a general degree show where him keep down a Mandeville. I mean, I tell you, so the artist, me have to literally run where the big man, the night run a backstage to, and then when me check it, me have to say, it come like he was a predator for true, so him no want to come with them song they know, and it's so harsh.
Show the con.
Like him a say, he want to come look friend with Kartel now, if he say, yo, but if Kartel ever know, him a walk. Him couldn't even walk near the DJ because I'm sure know the DJ no can do on them kind of something there. But him did want us to big up himself. I mean, know me I tell that story right now. I mean, know when him hear it, him a gonna know say him. I have a next bigger one than him too. When me do Daddy Don't Touch Me There, him look at me and I say, right now, people change them ways and I do better with them life. So how me I dig up all sore and that kind of something. I say, because when me think of below the waist, they'll that talk when him I say, you do one song that me not like, and I say, no, below the waist have like things that go on in it and so. So me I say, probably that him I talk, him I say, when me check him, I say, nah man, a daddy me I talk, me I say, seeing so.
Remember say enough of them man that have Kartel as daddy, you know, so you have to...
No. Well, I mean, me don't want the whole interview turning out.
Artists as
I have
daddy.
some people just want to hear me mention the word Kartel out of my mouth. But when them are going to see the works where we and them DJ they're going to do in terms of the goodness how we supposed to do. Me just mention it to say, when that song came out and I did No Boy Can Draw Me Round the Corner, a lot of big neck man artists where people wouldn't believe if me should have been one of them type of artists that now I do.
I wish you would.
Yeah, give hints though, because you emphasize the word big and him net big.
Very big.
And you see he's big in stature.
Yeah, big in stature. Like household big. I don't know, upcoming China.
Is he fat big?
No, it's alright.
We don't get the guessing game. You will start the guessing game.
The bottom line is that, yeah, you're right. The industry does not push that enough where our prominent figures are concerned because we have the influence with the little girl and boy them, you know. So as much as we can call them to come, we can tell them to draw down their skirt sometime too. And nothing wrong with that. That not take away from your macho, that not take away from your swag, that not take away from your hotness.
And it did surprise me when he did mention in a recent interview, say artists actually vexed about that song.
Vex!
They must have showed themselves really.
And it's like when you look and see the amount of things where you see take place, because I tell you man, can enough artists get raped too, enough artists get a man artist and woman artist too.
Yeah, enough that don't want to talk about it. Yeah,
man artists and woman artists get raped.
Oh my God.
You understand what I say? And that's something where them can talk about in this society.
Or our society don't see it as rape.
As rape. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the reality. Where if we were allowed to be human and could have come out and come say, you know, this go on with me, but see me here, me is who me is. And we notice it happen overseas. Like Oprah, they make big money off it and Me Too movement and all of this kind of thing. But in our society, with how colonialism was used against us in terms of with those kind of acts, you know, it would have been very difficult
for us. And that's I was wondering
to
like,
and get away.
How can we protect women and protect people, like even in the industry, just form a coalition amongst themselves where it's like, okay, yeah, you see that producer, no. That promoter, no. But you know, it's like it's almost difficult to even.
You have too much predators. There's a predator pack. There's a predator pack, and everybody does. Because remember, you know, art is vulnerable. You see, people in the arts are very vulnerable people. Like, you wouldn't imagine what they go through on a daily basis just to be that talent. You know what I mean? And if you look overseas and see how some of the biggest of artists over there just spiral into nothing, then just coke out and drugs up. Me, I one of them, when I decide to do that with myself. Because at the end of the day, I'm human, and it doesn't matter what's happening on stage, in my personal life, even if it's not all together how it's supposed to, I must have a balance despite what I hear about me now, control over my whole soul. Yeah. Come here.
I heard no such thing, Queen Ifrica.
Wait a minute.
And we have spoken to no such person who have maybe or maybe not uttered such things, but
yeah, I'm speaking on a broad level of where they come from and attack from. But the bottom line is that it's just what it is. You know, we are human artists. Me think are the human being where God choose to tell the regular human being, say, you can either be this good or this bad towards yourself. Because there has to be a reason why we became famous in the first place, you know?
I think, as you say, it's like a pack. So it's like whole heap of people, money up on the line.
Talk to me.
So like, if you are going to talk against such and such artists, you hurt my bag, you hurt my money,
and you know what, come talk
income.
Against no artists, because we not do carry down and bring down and that whole kind of something. But
then isn't that weird? Isn't that defeatist? Like, you are, like, you're, in a way, you're protecting them. And you're continuing for
without
the
speaking,
cycle
because
to
you look after their own self-interest.
Well, not necessarily, you know. I think it's more understanding the dynamics of the space where we're in. You know, because we can't be no fool to the rock where we've dip on. And I want a regular rock. No matter where you come talk about Jamaica and a real place and Jamaica, if you get any realer, it no real again. So I know one place where you can just get up and come honky dory, say what you feel and chat as you like, cause I'm about afraid of death neither or afraid of backlash. It's about being correct when you try to say stuff, because people are going to hear it right away. And Jamaican people, when you get a news here, so say the girl will do the interview with me about a black blouse with some white panties and a gold earring. By the time it reached down a half a tree, you hear so she's having a white blouse with some black panties and a silver earring.
Yeah, because that's what Chinese people them that. Chinese telephone. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to just know, say, when you have settings these days, you have to be deliberated where you say, and the things where me want to say, because me have story. Girl.
I know you guys have story. I know you guys.
But we don't want us come talk story with us for the start. We want to use it to something. I use my stories them to something. So we think we can do that too.
So if me as a new artist come in and say, you know, this happened to me.
Yeah.
Can I come to you? Are you one of those persons who I can come to and say, oh, this happened to me, Queen. What would you do? Like, would you offer advice? How would you protect me? Like, what would you say?
So Lila Iké was one of those girls that came to me and said she wanted me to bring her. She said God told her that I was supposed to bring her in the industry. And I said, of course.
When was this?
Quite recent, not too far back.
Wait,
I talk years or months?
Not years either. Like,
when she known?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Yeah, man. You know? One of the advice I gave her, after hearing all she told me, which I don't have to share here.
Yeah, man.
One of the things I told her was that whatever it is that you have gone through, with the attention that you're getting now, especially where young girls are concerned, you now have the ability to use that opportunity to do songs, to tell girls that whatever it is that happens to you, you can find a way over it. You can be your better self for it. So she said, what if she wanted to have it both ways, was one of the things that she said. So I said,
both ways? You
can't have it both ways when you're trying to get to a solution with something that's happening with you. You know? And this is how I use her because of what's happening in the space, and for people to understand that we don't just talk things just to say it, but we really are concerned about our industry and all of us in it as players, because you could never have an industry that does not expand and have newcomers. But you also have gatekeepers and overseers. Those were the ones that we saw when we were coming, who we listened to, who we respected, who we stood on their, still standing on their shoulders. And so we never try to step out of that. So from dancehall to reggae to whatever genre, to whatever name in music, Queen, Ifrica, and Tony Rebel counsel our fellow artists on how to do things right in this industry. Not every artist go around and talk about the things that they do. But if artists can be free and be truthful and tell the public the truth that reggae artists don't, elders in the business don't just stand aside and criticize young ones that come along. But we really do reach out. I was on tour in Europe in, I think, 2020. And I was on the phone with Chronix for 5 hours, reasoning and with him and about when he was doing the Cockpit Country thing, protest, trying to get him to be a part of that. So it's not like we don't try to create that bridge with us and these youths that are coming along. But at the end of the day, we spoke earlier about us being human and about people choosing what they think and feel is good for them in their moments. But at the end of the day, everything we do come with a price. So we all, at some point, have to give account for whatever decisions that we choose to stick to.
So I want to know, before she came to you,
You want to
yes, before she brought to you, that time that you mentioned, were you, what was the relationship like between you and her? Like, you have like a mother, daughter,
and if you see her right now, I think me and her, I mean, me don't know no art. If there's an artist who have something with me, yeah, but me don't know no artist when me have something with. But me have to talk my truth. Because me allow people to talk their truth about me. People say everything about me. You understand? But you know, see me come out and rant and I roll over, me burn the system. That me do. Me responsible for burning the system and saying, if you guys fix it at the top, us down here at the bottom can fix it and do better by ourselves. So that me do. So yeah, now every artist good if them good with me.
One thing that you have burned up before is lesbians and gays and them things.
Yeah.
With Lila Iké coming out, say she likes women.
Yeah.
How that relationship work now?
When we don't wait for her to answer first, if I did somebody tell her if it's so, if she was coerced.
Cause she never told you that before.
Let me plead the fifth. Let me plead the fifth for the sake of giving her enough. She asked for her privacy.
Okay.
So let's give her that. I don't want to be here sitting debating that. Right? Yeah.
But you are somebody who people can come to. Like anybody can come to and say, "Yo, this happened to me. Help."
Yes, and I've done it. I can't wait to write a book. You know, things they didn't know about me. Because one of the things about Summer Way is that big up to everyone who feel the need to walk with a camera go give us something. But some of us not do it. And big up again to the person, because nowadays I think some of us do it because people are gonna say you're not do nothing. So you're doing it in privacy and everybody, but if you carry a camera, everybody sees. So big up to those people. But we are some people, we do some great things, man, behind the scenes. And one of the things when we want to point out what we do behind the scenes as artists we have influence is to go into inner city communities out of Spanish Town Road when they had this 15-year feud out there, seeing where people was just dying, going to church, kills, all that was happening, Kingston 13 area. And an initiative was passed where we go in there and 4 communities that was feuding. We got all of the youths that was leading those areas. Talk to the police them and make them know, say, if you see no youth in our care, don't stop it, because we are deal with intervention with these youths. Took them into some upscale areas of Uptown, had meetings with them, had them come to Peace 2 years straight, you know, my girl. Peace wall in the community final. We got to one of the big neck bank, them boy.
Another big neck.
3,000 Jamaican dollar them give in a one brown envelope. 3,000, and they are in the community, right? It would benefit them most if these communities were together and not feuding. And they gave us $3,000 and we give them it back. But we just have said this to say, if artists come together and decide, say, we have take on the inner city communities, then where the feuding is concerned, based on how them love we can get peace going amongst the youth, them at least cease and get to a point where them can start about discussion about what really are going on. Because everybody painting them out to be monsters.
So when them just come up and then just unite, them not even know what them are fight.
They never know where them are fight, but them head just hot from morning.
Yeah, them seminar like over there, so well, I saw it go, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be interesting for some people to hear you say that, because probably them will pre some of your song them and say, you've done some divisive songs before, you see me? Either painting a certain group, you see me, or casting them aside, or
you want to talk a little bit about the gay community? You want to do that?
Well, as I said, some people might just preach and say, you say unity, but probably some of the songs you've done is divisive.
Nero, what you want to ask about? What you want to ask? Narrow. What you want to ask about the gay community?
You said that you and Lila Iké have a relationship, right? So if it's even to just address if you still feel certain ways about that community, differently from what you've expressed in the past.
So let me say this. The gay community, corrupt. The gay community is unfair and unreasonable.
You say you get fight from them before?
No, when I'm me alone, anybody at all with there if you say things like this. But it has to be said. Because if you are talking about the gay community is at the front of democracy, aren't they? They are what democracy is. But democracy should not just suit one people or one purpose. So the whole issue around the gay community is that it's about sexual preference. Why are we skipping over what it means? It's sexual preference, It's a group of people defending their rights to practice sex the way they want to. When it becomes troubling is when a person like me here, so when you know gagging and gag mouth and talk with mouth underneath to say,
my mind went somewhere completely different. Sorry.
Not that gag.
Sorry.
Come over this side. Come over. Remember who we are interviewing. We're not gagging at this time.
I really intrigued this.
What I try to say is, Jamaica is supposed to be a homophobic place, right? The most homophobic the world ever seen. Where is the proof? Where is the proof? I want somebody to show me the proof of that.
Well, people point towards our culture of even dancehall and how the messages have been spread throughout that genre throughout the years.
All right, so let's talk about that. You have to cut up that interview because you can't leave out my important things. This is side dish,
Hey,
this is side dish.
We don't cut shit from our interviews.
Okay, good.
Exactly, unless it is asked, I special request. Yeah.
All right. So, if we keep my train of thought now.
We just want to know your relationship with Lila, but
no, man. No. This is bigger than Lila,
It is.
Lila is being used. Lila is being used in this situation. Wow. Yes. Because I don't think the people that are defending and jumping up to say, leave her, she pick her choice. None of them call her and ask her if she's all right. And how is her really? And what's happening with her as a person.
Have you?
I don't need to.
Because we can't.
She asks for her privacy.
Okay.
So who would want to break that? Didn't she ask for her privacy?
Yeah.
I think she did.
So make we stay upon the topic of discussion because you asked something a while ago. Repeat what you asked a while ago so I can answer it in the correct sense.
I remember because the gagging thing is true, man.
All right, I think it was, yes.
You said that, like divisiveness.
Yes.
So you were saying about peace and unity, you're saying that, but then one part of it, because some people would point to the hypocrisy of you and your music and, your
things
fellow
that
comrades
that
you've said that would say device, like separate and...
You mean where the gay issue is concerned?
Yeah.
There's no, the only divisive where the gay issue is concerned is that, all right, before these kids came along, right, there was artists before them who were, I don't think they'd ever even be as big as them, truth be told, over time, who signed a I think it was a compassionate act or some letter of that sort.
Yeah.
A lot of our prominent artists signed that letter because of pressure.
It's one of them, yeah.
Right? Couple artists, did sign it. See? So we're saying that to say, if these kids come along and see all of those artists that did that, what you think going to happen in their little heads? They're going to feel like, boy, based on how this thing look, I going to have to bend a little too. So we're talking about what did you teach us about our culture in opposed to what you want us to now accept. We were brought up to believe that particular behavior is ungodly. It's wrong. It's not welcome. Let's not use the Bible. Let's use slavery as an example. You guys are young, bright, brilliant, young Jamaicans.
You know, yeah, man. Stop a bright.
Oh no, can't go on. Sure. There's this man named Thomas Thistlewood. If you guys should look him up, right, and understand the role that he plays in our history, from, let's talk about homosexuality that we're talking about now. And if you could find for me what this man used homosexuality to do, it's called the Thomas Thistlewood Diaries. Right? There's this thing called the Derby Dose. It's called the Derby Dose. And it is consistent of any slave that would dare to run away in Arrow.
Yeah.
This is the treatment that they would get. Any slave that would want to resist.
They'd use tactics.
This is what the Derby Dose was. So they'd catch you.
Yeah.
They'd tie you outside. They'd pour salt and vinegar in your wound after them chop you up. Then put molasses and sugar all over your body. They would have men rape men in front of their women. So homosexuality in Jamaica was used as a weapon to break us in. Henceforth, the resistance towards the lifestyle and the behavior. If you notice this very strong resistance towards it is not just from a biblical place, it's from engram memory of what this thing was used against us as. It was very dark. It was very bitter. It was very ugly.
I'm glad you speak to the historical significance of them things. Because people just think, say, oh, we just not like them things. Just not like it, say, but it's a deep historical thing.
And how do you get me
that
now
has to do with our history, yeah?
to just come and say, you know, I accept what you're saying to me. When I first was introduced to it, it was you forcing it on me. I never came to you and said, I want to be curious. I don't know no children that is born in Jamaica gay. Every one of them, any kid will come in front of me right now and say them gay was molested or raped. I'm not asking. And the few now that might say it are influenced to do so. They are bombarded by their phones and by what they see on the movies, in their cartoons. So I'm saying to the big gay community, if you can be so mighty to influence us, even if we don't want you to, could you help us with crime in Jamaica? Like, seriously? Like, could you guys come together and I'm serious, because we need who have the influence. You want to shut me up for saying I'm heterosexual. But you couldn't born if your mother and your father never do that something dear.
But I just, you know.
Come in,
as a forward progressive thinker.
I am too. I am too though.
I'm just saying, you know, it's not like it's not that they're forcing their lifestyle upon people per se. It's just that they want people to accept them for their choices. So
but you have pedophiles in that batch.
True.
Who are coming up?
Pedophiles who straight men who go for little children, little girls.
I think that P will be added to them alphabet organization.
You know what I'm saying?
I think they will be lobbying soon.
But no, you're talking about a crime though, like and crime against children, and I don't think anybody accepts crimes against children.
Come and forget to fix me the pan.
You forget.
Hold on.
I'm just saying, I think that would probably from what I understand from their pleas is that they just want to be able to exist without fear or retribution of any kind, to be killed or harassed or, you know.
Who are they? Do we really know who they are?
Gay people.
No, gay people. Look here, you have all type of gay people, sweetheart.
Yeah.
We're talking about the vulture them in the gay community, and them happen to be the ones who call the shots. Not people who are live them gay life and happy with them gay life and for them know themselves for the life they may live. Me I tell you about one of them. When I went to the Grand Gala, what happened to me at the Jamaica Grand Gala was not an accident. I planned it out. I went to the dress rehearsal the night before and told the band not to play Keep It To Yourself. Because I know that once I went, because they do the dress rehearsal there, so before the day of the show. My reason for doing that, this thing was taking over the country where our kids were coming home with curriculums with a lot of ways of how to become gay and all that kind of stuff, and our parents were not aware of it. And when the parents went to the Ministry of Education and I think it was Thwaites at the time, and asked about it, they said they did not know how these things ended up in our children's curriculum, right?
Was it a case? Was it the family? So they were like different kinds of family.
It was about family and the different ways and how boys would see next boys and say how nice it would be to be gay with you and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that was when every artist was busy signing off, I'm not gonna say it again, letters. So no one was really braving up and really assisting the parents to say, hey, not because you say we can't read down here, no mean we don't have common sense though. You understand? I said this no feel right, it no look right. So when they called me for the Grand Gala, I decided I was going to address the two topics that was at the time, marijuana legalization and the topic of whether or not we should be bashing homosexuality. So when I went there, as you see, no, I want to tell you this to combat what you're saying. When my mic turned on, it was somebody in high official place that told me that they were sitting beside the person that gave the order to turn off my microphone. See? You hear when me go up, go say, all Jamaican we know say them straight and love man and woman, that we say we not change for nothing. That's all we saying. We never say,
just
no,
nothing
no
wrong
shot.
with that at all.
Talk to me. And before the night done, Lisa Anna, love your babes and everything, we can make it up if you wish, was the first to put out that she regretted inviting me there. And I was like, for why though?
Wow.
See?
Look at you in your orange now.
And then, orange this, me never did know.
It's more brown, mustard.
Yeah,
mustard.
You know, I thought it was mustard.
Mustard.
But anyway, all color food.
I don't know if I got up here on the camera.
Orange a feel green a feel every color. Them can't hold the rainbow color feel too. Yeah. So anyway, the man, you know, that they said that the lady told me that is him said turn off our mic. By the October, his name was all over social media for some, not social media, all over in the media for raping 5 boys in some high school somewhere here in Jamaica, and it was sweep underneath one big old carpet, and the carpet still put on pan that all now, and we no hear no dog a bark about that. And I was a part of OCA, being an ambassador at the time, and was privy to some of these kind of issues that we face, and the 5 became hundreds. Right? The 5 became hundreds, and them not about them case they all know in Jamaica. So if we are talking about predator, that we are talking about what allows characters like those to be in the echelons of our society. Same way me say such individual probably is working in Path program now.
But then let's not conflate the issue though.
Okay.
It is a crime, and pedophilia is a crime.
So how does the gay community separate them? How does...
So we need to separate
the Catholic Church can't help with. Because a lot of these things... Yes, hundreds of near millions up on the list were complaining about being raped as kids who went in.
That's what I'm saying.
They can come out.
Them a part of that problem.
But But Francis came out and said it's wrong for what they did to all these kids. And they should pray about it, but no one pays him any mind. So these people are telling that even the Pope them will if he backs down. If him dare to talk a balanced truth about how we fix. Because, we having a new world and everybody's picking and choosing and being who they want to be and all of that. But these predators are having too much fun.
True. And the predators, again, let's not conflate the issue. Because predators are people who attack men, attack women, harass them, traumatize them, and children, man, women, man, girl, whatever. So it's different. Like, let's just separate. I just want to have a separation.
Everybody, you don't need to do that. Because nobody can do your show nothing for that. Make we talk about the man who just dead a Montego Bay. He had a gay flag in his church. Kevin Smith, when everybody, they fling him away with the accident. See? I don't care nothing else about what him did I do. Or whether him or not he had a gay flag in his church. My thing is, what about those kids that he's alleged that was underneath that type of a behavior? You know what I mean? That me I talk about. Because me is a victim of rape. Real nasty rape. Blackout for days, not know yourself type of thing. Wow. So when me I talk, me not care about no gay community and how them feel. If you know so you're a gay community who is protecting people's rights to practice their sexual beliefs, and that's what you're doing, fine. But if you have an agenda to turn victims of rape crime into activists for your gay communities, I am not going to be on board with that. I would have been way more accepted if I came along and say, hey, my name is Queen Ifrica. I was raped by a woman, but I love woman now and I'm fine. You understand what I say? That's not what we want. We want the gay community to separate themselves from predators and predatory behaviors.
True.
And that is just a truth where the gay community have to go accept, and Jamaica is too much of a playground where these people can come in under the guise of making change and being change makers and giving funds and having our little boys and girls vulnerable at their disposal when our parents busy going look at food. And I one set a picnic too, I get take away to and I get into the sex trade and the word them something. If we are going to fix that, if the gay community is strong, and that may I say, the LGBTQ community is God now.
Blasphemy.
So use that Godship that you have and show the world, and in Jamaica here, where you flex your wings and show how mighty you are, show that you're not just about protecting sexual rights of people, but protecting sexual rights of children and young adolescents who are being raped against their will.
Okay. I want to ask about the relationship of that now with the music. If another artist like a Lila Iké should come out and say, yo, gay, do you think that will lead to the destruction of reggae music like some people would have it say it's happening right now with some
music
of these
never
artists?
sing for your private party now. Because last time I check you put on panty on your mouth or breathe. So music come from this, so it not come from your genitals. So at the end,
it don't matter who and what sing it.
That doesn't, it doesn't matter. It don't matter who or what say it. A person don't have to come and say, I am gay, can you allow me to sing reggae? Do what you are doing and make time play out and make people decide whether or not they are going to accept all of you. Because it can't be that you're going to pick out, I'm gay, will you allow me to dance, to do dancehall? I'm gay, will you allow me to do reggae or calypso or whatever it is? You know what I mean? That's where you're working for an agenda where I am concerned. Be you and let the chip fall where it may.
I guess because the genre of reggae are closely tied to the quote-unquote religion of Rastafari, and certain things accompanying gay is against
reggae
those
not tied
tenets.
to Rasta. Let me tell you that again now. Reggae is not tied to Rasta. Rastafari is a total different movement from Rastafarians that do reggae music.
That's true.
Okay,
but as I say, it's like it's
no.
in some people's mind, they're closely tied.
Just know it can't be closely tied because you have Christian, we go to church every now and again, and Christian where they there every Sunday, and it that rain or shine, them a Christian for what it means to be. in Rasta, a lot of people are introduced to Rastafarianism through some people who appear in a locks and say Rastafari and wear red, green, and gold and chant down Babylon and do all that kind of stuff. It's very easy to say that person is a Rasta or is of Rastafarian belief. But some of the most gay people them in Jamaica now, I want to tell you that the gay community in Jamaica, the men, most of them have opted to do locks. Most of them.
Plot twist.
Because it gives them a sense of macho-ness or that association with the locks and the Rasta culture. So it's a hiding place for a lot of people who looking for a hiding place.
You think it's a sort of infiltration about?
In a sense. But if I can tell you about Rastafari, the community of Rastafari, them never listen reggae.
What do they listen to?
Naya Bingi want to the heartbeat because Rastafari is not just because, all right, can I tell you that Bob Marley was not necessarily only and solely welcomed in the Rastafarian community because he was most touted as a reggae dread. That's how serious.
So he wasn't accepted in the wider community because them call him Dirty Rasta.
And then in Rasta, he was not holy enough because he was doing reggae.
So people fuck up?
So reggae. So that's the dynamics that we have to push against, you know.
Why I say that though, why I ever bring up that point is because it's safe to say probably over 50% of people that do reggae music would say them are Rasta too.
And maybe 40% of them are.
Actually.
Seeing? Maybe 40% really are because to be a Rasta in music wasn't the easiest thing back in the day, you know, because society was taught to hate us and to see us as nothing. But there was a connection that we had, I and I, as Rastafarian had with the regular man, which was the African connection, where as much as all of us are here on this island, we are Africans. No matter where we feel about ourselves, Africa is where all of we identify. So when the Rasta man was willing to stand up and defend Africa, even if the society was pushing for the mass to hate and Rasta and don't like Rasta, that natural connection towards your culture made people think otherwise towards Rasta. And the Rasta man was more trustworthy than the Christian because the Christianity was linked to colonialism and slavery. And so anybody that was running away from Christianity would end up in Rastafari because of what Marcus Garvey said about looking to the east for the crowning of a black king and all of that. How that is how much we were in tune to our patriotism. That is how much that is how we could have helped South Africa and Zimbabwe and all these other places as this little island that we're supposed to be. It was what we represented in terms of our Africanness and how much we adored who we were as free people.
Black people.
Blackness,
History lesson.
Yeah, you know
that's why I'm called the queen.
So my final question to you is it like when you do songs like these and you know you're probably going to be known for Predators Paradise that they don't touch me there, like are you okay with that, like being known as the bonfire for Predator rapist? Are you okay with that, and is that something that, and is there some more calling out that you want to do?
Yeah, man. I want to tell you, my thing is people based. So me are everybody artist. Me is not, like if you ask me about my fan base is whoever hear what me say and understand it and can see say me not try to show me really. So where music is concerned, me is not a mother, and if you notice, me free.
You're not a mother.
Yeah, me not a mother. Me not come with no warning and no. But me cultural. You know, I'm cultured in understanding who I am. So in my music, it comes out a lot because I pay attention to the suffering of the people.
Yeah.
And I think that music can help for aid in terms of highlighting that kind of stuff.
And your music always mostly.
But I mean, do below the waist and, you know what I mean? Take it like you walk come far. Yeah.
You say you get born out for that, you get born out for Predators Paradise? Like anybody, like...
Still the same people who are cussing for that, they are cussing for this?
Well, one of the things is, I have a little surprise when I go drop on everybody, you know. Just how I do my thing in a way where if you don't want what I'm saying to be in the space, I'll find a way to make it be in there. Right? So I don't worry about you trying to block the truth. And this is the system now me I talk to, you know. Not the regular mass who would have loved see me pan all of the man to them like the fix and so. So this is what me I gonna do now. I have some ideas for where me I go with music and how me want to do music. Like the only genre me ever do really in a music is reggae.
Yeah.
You know, I've done a few stuff like to show say yeah, me can write anything. But yeah, going forward with this new album that I'm doing now, more and be more me.
So you weren't being you before? Like,
what
never did I
mean?
see you before?
What that mean?
That's why I tell you, so it's not gonna be surprising because
Well, I'm assuming it's next year.
yeah, you know the pandemic, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, but you know, me I keep myself so that people can see so we can keep ourselves. It's true it all, you know them kind of way there. So me not really want to in a studio right now. If me if write everything we are going right now, that we not gonna come out of it. You know, someone.
Wait, we're not coming to a pandemic.
You want to shine little light.
I think she meant the studio.
But then if you write down the bag of stress we are going, you know, want little light what me do people look out, they see we are going kind of something.
Yeah, because your content, it seems serious and heavy and, you know, like...
it's a tool,
reality.
Man. You know, when you know what I'd love for you guys to do? Interview some of the people that run like Mary's Children and Mary's Child and Women's Center. Just get one of them ladies, have them come in, give you some stats. 9-year-old, you know, babes with big belly, you know, where daddy give them, you know.
I know.
You know what I mean?
So my work, let me know.
All right,
so I know.
So when you come across that, it's hard to go home go write a party song.
Wow.
It's hard.
So you're still involved with OCA?
Yes,
like,
man.
Okay.
Still, and my foundation now is official as well. So I have my official Queen Ifrica Foundation, and I have it in a sense where I don't want to just, you know, let me not try trouble nobody. Yeah. Me just want to do it different in terms of how me give and when me use the foundation to do. So it's like a broad.
So you know have a specific.
No, it's right across the board. That's where I want to like go with it. Like it must make sense.
You want to ask it out, you lose like sponsorship from your stances over the years. Like,
you want me to tell you what you have time? Jesus Christ. I look like a beer break it. Nobody look over there. But where I look for them for? Where?
You're a long time for there. No, say for there, a little while longer. You know what I mean?
We have to make up for the years. Sir. Hello. Here you are. All right, so let me tell you one. Flo. So me and Flo had this big falling out back in the day when they were doing what you call it? The back to school thingy that they used to do.
Yeah, over by Jamware.
So it was right around that same time, you know, with that gay thingy.
The gala.
The gala thingy. So they had contracted me for the event. But on the day of the event, after me just put some nice phone clothes and so, I get a call from Ling. Say, nobody come. Them say,
oh, Jay, just like that? No.
Yes, power. Just
like that?
Yes.
Nobody come.
This is in news, man. I try to remember.
I don't recall this.
No, at first I going in this because we never talk, we never hide it.
Yeah.
So, when him say nobody come, I'm ready to dress up and ready to go. Them say no, cause you know, based on what's happening, it's not good for the brand.
Right, yeah, cause Grand Gala is August and back to school will be like at the end, right? Yeah,
right. So, girl and Sonny, you know me I go, cause me not work with me now go.
You're a woman of your word.
I turned up over there, and when I turned up over there, I was bombarded with guns from all angles. Some are like black soldier, black clothes, police, them start to say, me not go nowhere near the stage. So when me see where I go on, I move to the side of the stage and the crowd start to say, Wagwan Queen, Wagwan Queen. And I say, I can't perform because I'm homophobic. Yeah. So
she knew what she was doing.
I swear to God, I was scared because I was like, I really saw it reach in Jamaica. I saw it reach. Like, I could have caused riot in Jamaica and my wallet. Based on how tempered everybody was at the time about the situation. So anyway, them decide say me not perform and me decide say me a perform. And the show fi done 6. And me did 5:30. And between the head of floor and the person where them have as the agent of floor and leng them and everybody we in at the tent and we're back and forth in between them and me and him and them and me, and every time they come back to we is I'm not backing down, I'm not leaving here until I perform. I can't put me on nothing after me perform, but me not leave over here this evening and do not perform. And how me get for perform, them come and them say them going to give me an open check with whatever amount of money that I want, and they would come to the public and tell them that they gave me some money towards whatever charity and that I would just walk away and not perform. And I told them, no, I'm not going to, no money at all.
Yo, I move that as a queen.
Yeah, I love talk about artists now and talk things we got with them. And them things here me go through in the industry. So, them say, no way, no how, but now go up on the show and the crowd out there now leave and it's swelling at the crowd, say them now make me perform and everybody where they leave come back, so the 10,000 crowd turn 30 in a jam world. And me decide say, me nah take no deal, me nah sell out who me is for be popular and the people now gonna know. So we decide, so we are always stands. And then 2 of the policemen them would start push me away with the gun and all and pull me. And when them see the camera them fly up, them ease off and them get rebel forget me. Them tell rebel to talk to me. And I saw, come in by this rebel.
The dancer?
My man, Tony Rebel, the God. Yeah. Them get him to talk to me. Oh, you mean Pretty Girl Rebel? Yeah, I'm a girl, I love her. Yeah, man, I love her too. Seeing them get him for reason with me and say, all right, can we go inside in our tent, go work it out. And the 2 police them, what did I try push me down? Them start to cry and I say, oh, me I do this, oh, we not do this, we not supposed to defend them thing here, oh, this a happen, how this a go on and so. And then when me stick out now and say me nah do it, them was dissing me up and everything, my this way up and I go, and I go on like, we should I take a deal? And me say, uno no want me go up and smile Jamaica, go tell Jamaica people, say, uno no want me perform because I'm homophobic, because every store down here would have locked down.
Every floor store.
That is what I said to them. Seeing? And them decide, say, them are going to make me work. And them tell me, say, we can only do 3 songs.
And don't do that.
And
make sure it's not these songs.
None of them could go so far. So them say, make sure you only do 3 songs. It's when I go out, it's like, only if you go search for the clippings, them, you know, call them dead. But try did that, me do, they never get no highlight. So when I go out, it's like me just boss. It's like me just, you think so Jamaica people love me because I walk around this attack culture, them know so I'm brave and I'm true to what I do because I could have run, go call press briefing and big old press conference. Digicel offer me thousands of US dollars to be them ambassador and be turn it down because me never get them to agree with me to give something towards the type of charity where me that did want back from them, but them just want me image for Jamaica and the entire Caribbean and stuff like that, and I did not want that because I wanted to be that type of artist who loyal to the people. So if me I go talk my truth, no company can come pinch me on my hand or pinch me in my back and I say, where you say that for your sign to it? So me make that the sacrifice. So when a lot of people see me and I wonder, oh, she chat too much, that's why nothing go on for her rated. Them for know say we make real sacrifices that we can live with truth and can stand up with we head high. And you don't know we ain't flow not have no bad waters because we keep one of the most prominent festivals and they still are a part and still sponsor. But we are say we make them sacrifice there as artists when we could have buckling and
having
and
morals just
because you have to have little of that no matter while or no matter how we go. And enough other things too, we can tell you where we go against where we could have big for. You know what I mean?
One question, Queen.
Yeah.
So them tell you, yo, blank check. The thought never cross your mind say yo, $69 million.
Not even a minute, my babes. Not even. And the next thing to me, they're supposed to be UNICEF ambassador too, you know. And somebody from run a Jamaica Aid Support call and tell them, say me homophobic and then nothing make me be no ambassador. And yeah, me and Shelly and Fraser Price, that one them is narrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have been a
I shouldn't be no UNICEF ambassador because I'm homophobic and that's why I wasn't.
Wow.
After them, me pass every test, them carry me in at the field, me do the whole thing, solve case, everything, UNICEF fly in, ready for announce it the Monday morning, then get one big predator call. That's why I'm at for them, so. Because only a predator could have do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody's being unfairly characterized here. I'm not sure.
And get showed in a big
song.
song.
Have evidence. I don't lie me I tell. It's all public knowledge. You know what I mean? I don't know when I try and make up it goes off it true. Yeah.
Wow.
Man, just that's difficult. There's so many sacrifices you have to make in order for just
I mean, know something that must happen
going.
with you because you
enough
you
offers
always
me
sing
get.
and talk about certain
so
things.
whether
I
it's
know
the
people won't
artists
like.
and the predators who you have fight against and corporate entities who have their own interests and everybody else. It's
Because you
difficult.
wouldn't want to center somebody who is telling people that they can be better by themselves. You want to send them figure angle it. But we are about telling people that you can do better by yourself without any help. You can go in at yourself, look in at yourself, check how your life ago, and do something about it.
I know at one point
It
you
is,
could
but
have
you
been
can.
seen as a brand darling, and then at the next point, the brand them probably appreciate certain things.
Controversial.
Yeah,
that's the term they
I know
use,
how
like
these brands operate. I
controversial.
know, yeah.
And they use an artist because of what an artist brings to the table. I've tried to tell my fellow artists that when a company reaches out to you to sign you, it's not them doing nothing for you. It's your crowd where you have them want to be a part of because they want them products to get out there. So when you feel like you arrive, they're laughing at you. Pepsi can't look on me and see them just so. They have to talk good.
And it's so funny because they'll sponsor next artist. I know like say me a bad mind or is more food. Me try to take food out of an artist mouth. But an artist will sing about the most vile things.
They are bigged up.
Them not care about that.
Predator me a talk about. You see the predator thing? Yes, so that
them
me a
not care
talk
about
about.
that, but you talk a little something about a certain people. No, we not.
And then not question you to say why
So
you
it's okay
say.
to kill each other, but not
yeah.
one. But if that person is something.
You know what I
Telling
mean? So that's what we're saying. Cut out the hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy.
joining on the
No.
No, but I know foolishness are real
But
thing.
that's true though. That is what
real
reality
thing.
is, you know.
Selective morality.
Yeah, it's just reality. It's just a simple goddamn truth. It's
Yeah,
reality,
true.
you know.
True.
And one set shouldn't benefit while the next suffer. You know what I mean? Balance the thing. Because we not send nobody go to church and go tell everybody say, oh, we all holy. Because I'm not holy, we are do. But with a purpose. Yeah.
Them said that we're on a level still. So I guess,
Well, not true.
you know.
If anybody bad with that purpose, are you know,
Yes,
rebel queen.
Well, me a Jamaican, you know, nanny and them people, they never slave. She did rich and have her own money.
Was she rich for real?
Yes.
I know she wasn't.
She transported herself here with her servants, but I tell you.
Why was I taught she was a slave? That
Thank you very much.
ran
Go look
away
back.
And became nanny
Because
of
they
the
don't
man.
want you to know who your offsprings are, babe, or who you are the
So
offspring.
she came with her.
Nanny and nannies treaty. The next thing we need nice young people if you go look up is the 1738 treaty, the one that Curry is in charge of right now, right?
But you always touts.
Right. Nanny has one as well. And hers said she transported herself here with her servants. She must have already been a privileged slave.
I was just taught that she was a
not
slave
the
and
story.
she ran away.
Also to catch bullet to that body.
They tried to downplay that the fact that she was the first Jamaican. She was the free Jamaican. Paul Bogle them did rich. Paul Bogle did have land. Paul Bogle did have money. How a slave have land and money. When Paul Bogle went to Spanish Town and asked the colonizers over there to leave Jamaican people alone, black slaves alone, he went there as a free man, not as a slave.
Well.
And when they disrespected him chop off 29 head one time. That is why Jamaica is so hated. Because our brave chop off 29 white man head in those days, it spread throughout the entire world. That happened down here. You understand what I'm saying?
Was Sam Sharp a slave?
He wasn't either.
He burn up the tea. Him burn up. Who burn up the plantation? Them.
It was. So let me tell you.
Lead to the emancipation.
This is why we don't put. You know why we don't push that story, babes? Because it would have caused too much division in Jamaica, and we don't want that anymore.
The history teacher.
You had the good maroon and you had the bad maroon. You had the maroons. You had the free Jamaicans who were living up in the mountains that they tried to tell us is Indians alone. But it was not no Indians alone. That is why we have 98% black people here. Right? So you had the free Jamaicans. It's there in the treaty as well. Free Negroes mentioned everywhere. Rebels, runaway slaves, rebellious. All those people were the people who they had to get some of the black people to turn against. So when
to bring them back.
Right. So when the English came and cut that deal now with Kojo to say, we're going, remember now, the deal was cut because there's a war going on between Jamaicans and the English for 80 odd years, my girl. And they did not win the war, it's we. It's cry, them have to cry Cree in the war, right? And them cook up the treaty because they did not educate us enough. So them cook up a little ignorant treaty, draw Kojo one side, get him to sign it. And in the treaty, them also put it that part of the deal is that Kojo them must catch back other runaway slaves and hand over to them. And so these other runaway slaves were Paul Bogle, Nanny, William.
George, he was the white one, the lion one.
The nigger lover.
She said it.
Yeah, man, the nigger lover. He was that one. So Sam Sharp and these.
Could get to saying them thing there? Where else?
As long as they don't edit what we say, man. But you see, this is our history, and so this is, some of us were free and some of us were slaves, and we're all forced against our will to be divided against each other. So if all of we know our story and come together now as one people, and so we have to forget our differences, the facts of them they divide we. Right? We now wait upon them to do it for we. We are going to do it for ourselves. I think say your program, me as an artist, all of the big artists, them all of we coming together and pushing that kind of a narrative to the young people that they are special and their history is rich. I think we can get somewhere because you can't know who you are and then people are tell you say you're behaving in a way and you don't know why you're behaving that way. You know?
I think we can done pan note. Over there attack. This should be a podcast.
Right?
I'll be there one ganja house though, like
see there,
we need some weed.
We need some weed.
Can us invite me back, man? Cause you don't know.
That's how. Bless up Queen for passing through.
Passa side of things.
Yeah. Yo, that's the man say like podcast. If it was the podcast settings, who could have talked about a bag of things. But me like that talk.
It's just an introduction. We wanted to show you that we're mature and we're about.
And the audience need to know so the fiction of us, but no, you know what I mean? We're intelligent like that.
You know? And then you're gonna come back now.
And when the producer said, don't know.
See it there.
Time ago.
See them back, yeah.
We big up Narush before you come.
Yes, that was the first.
And we had a very big, long conversation. I was come later and come talk about big up Narush. Flex, we did all of that when you weren't around. We can do it now again. Paradise.
No, I missed it. Queen, bless up for passing through. What the people them can follow you by the socials, Queen?
Well, I took a break for more than a year now, and I was not on no phone or nothing at all. So now I have a new phone and a new number, and I'm setting up back the page and going back on just not to quarrel or complain, but just to give people a little light, you know what I mean? Just so we can together help out with one another. Cause it's rough.
So you're not on the socials yet?
Not yet.
Queen
Anyway, you
Ifrica?
see me on socials is invited spaces, me get invited.
So Queen Ifrica with the blue tick is not you?
Yes, man, but I've been, if you notice, look on the last post where
Yeah,
you
like
say,
2020 last year.
see you when I see you is what I said.
Yeah,
And we're at
love you
December
guys very
now.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what's up. So I'm getting back there
Okay.
in terms of hooking up back everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Album, you say I work on an album. You have a release date?
No, not yet. Because you
Okay.
don't know album thing now. You know, you have to make sure say you not put out nothing where just you.
I know,
The
no
space
target
broad.
date in mind or nothing.
Yeah, and sometime within 23, 24.
I think it was next year. Okay.
One, next year I got busy. So you stay there.
Okay.
Next year I got busy bad. So we are gonna watch it. As in busy, as in not necessarily flying and doing a lot of things. You know?
Yeah.
Just the times.
Yeah.
Just the times.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's about fixing things and
The
getting back
robot
now.
revolution is
Robot
going to start.
revolution
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Queen. Pick up yourself. Don't be a stranger here.
I won't be.
Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, man, big up.
People are a Queen
I want
Ifrica.
Wally, sitting that to not have there.
Wally. I will not cut no.
And none of them never get them. Yeah.